Okay, we're gonna do that again. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you this evening. I'm guessing you're there. So if you are live with me this evening, I would love it if you would drop a 1 in the comments. And if you're watching the replay of this, put a 2 in the comments, okay? I just want to do a little tracking, and I appreciate that if you would do that for me. Again, 1 if you're live, 2 if you're watching the replay. Okie dokie, let's get started. Again, I wanted to say I'm sorry for last week and all the trouble that everyone had trying to get on my webinar. It's beyond my comprehension. I'm going to blame it on the supermoon. And I don't know, it's just crazy. But we are good now because we're coming to you through Facebook, and I know they aren't going to, disappoint me and you. And this way, everybody will be able to watch the replay whenever they want. It will be up, blah, 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 blah. So all is well. So welcome to Top Tips 2018. I can't believe I'm saying 2018 already. For ageless fashion and beauty. And we're going to, hi Eileen, we're going to touch on many different topics tonight, as many as I can possibly spew out of my mouth. So have a pen and paper handy for any note taking, because I'm going to go pretty quickly. And I wanted to really delve into this topic because technically, even though I'm about a month late doing this, technically, it's still very relevant information that some of you may still be in the throes of winter, and it looks like Christmas still, so you might not even be all ready for the new year yet, so whatever it may be. But we're going to be jumping into it. So what I'm going to be doing this year is every month I'm going to take a topic and really kind of do a deep dive into that specific topic. That's my plan. So I'm hopefully that's all going to work out well. And again, I will be doing it, maybe through the Facebook Live if this all works out well. And I wanted to really incorporate more of the beauty products and beauty into what I've been talking about. Not only just the fashion, but really delve into the beauty, because as many of you may know or have heard or maybe not know, the beauty industry has blown up, just exploded. There are so many products and so much information out there right now, and it's so confusing, basically, because it's like, every week there's a new line of makeup, a new boutique line of makeup. It's kind of like boutique wines. If any of you are from the California area, you know that up in Napa and Paso Robles, we have a lot of boutique wineries. They only make a certain amount of cases. This is kind of what's going on in the beauty industry. They just have a certain amount of products. A lot of them are in Sephora. Some of them you can only get online. Some of them are only in very, very specialized stores. So, and there's some really good stuff out there. There's some not so great stuff. There's some overhyped stuff. There's some way too expensive stuff. Way too expensive. And I'm going to try to touch on a lot of the different products for us gals over 40, over 50, over 60, and with our different skin issues. And what do I feel that is really working, and what I've heard and read, because I'm addicted to makeup videos and I watch and read a great deal, and I love the whole industry. But again, you don't want to break the bank on it either, and it end up spending hundreds of dollars needlessly on products that maybe you can get at the drugstore. Because I love me a drugstore product. Let me tell you, I wear it all. I run the gamut, as I do with my clothing. There are certain things I love to buy at Target that I wear. And then there are certain things I'll only buy at Bloomingdale's. So, or Neiman Marcus. I run the gamut. I have no qualms about any of that, and I'll say it right to your face too. Even jewelry. I will wear stuff from in downtown Los Angeles. We have a jewelry district that is not glamorous at all. I'll wear stuff from down there, and then I'll wear pieces that are, you know, far more expensive from department stores. So I think it's all good. You just have to know how to mix and match it and what to pick, and that doesn't look too cheap, and yeah, there's a way to do that. And that's, I kind of teach my clients how to do that. So, you know, you're not always stuck to like super name brands if you don't want to be. So anyway, a lot of women are feeling still stuck in the rut. And I know, again, there's the doldrums of winter. A lot of you are still in the throes of snow. And I'm not even going to tell you about Los Angeles weather because you will hate me. But I'm kind of hating it because we did not have any winter so far. And I am hard-pressed to even remember the last time I wore it like a sleeve. Yeah. So, anyway, I kind of upset that we didn't have a winter because I had some really cute winter things that I wanted to roll out this year, and not getting a chance to so far. Anyway, I know that, you know, a lot of you that are going to be moving in to the spring eventually, it will get better. And you sort of feel like you're still stuck in a rut. You maybe weren't real happy with the way you were looking towards the end of 2017, and you thought, well, 2018, I'm going to ramp it up. I'm going to reinvent myself. Perhaps you're going for a new job. You started to go on to online dating. You're getting a divorce. You know, you just want to change things out. You might be having, it might be a year that you're having a banner birthday. That's always a big one for a lot of women, that, and men too, that you start to think, oh my goodness, I'm age and I don't want to look like my mother or my grandmother did at this age, because, you know, now like 50 is like the new 30 and 60 is the new 40. So you don't want to sort of think, okay, it's time to put me out to pasture because I'm in my late 50s, you know, and I don't feel that way, and I'm in my late 50s and I don't feel like I'm ready for the pasture quite yet. I'm fighting the pasture. So we get stuck in the rut, and we get stuck in that comfortable zone where it's just easy to put on those comfy clothes. They're shapeless, they're sacks, they're not very attractive, and we're not wearing the proper bras, and our bosoms are hanging down too low, and we just kind of gave up. And we just kind of look dull and lifeless. And that's not what a lot of you may want to be doing anymore. You know, you've got a lot of years left, and you want to be young and vibrant, but a lot of you don't know what to do and how to accomplish that, so you don't feel foolish. You don't feel like, say, your daughter or your granddaughter, and how you still can look sassy and alluring, sexy, whatever you want to call it, but still appropriate, age appropriate. And your size may have changed quite a bit too. And that happens, ladies. There's no stopping that one. It happens for women and men. And I've talked about this numerous times, if you've been following me, how everything starts to shift. I've noticed, you know, every year on my own body where things are shifting. Not always for the better, and it's like a constant game of camouflage. Let's put it that way. We have to always be forging ahead and camouflaging. But there are ways to do it so that we still look really, really good. So I wanted to share a little bit about myself, because a lot of you are going to be new watching me. I had a lot of requests from folks that perhaps haven't seen me before that I know of. I am Lorianne Robinson. I am a fashion and beauty can't even get, I need to put my teeth in. Consultant here in the Los Angeles area. And before I had my own fashion and beauty business, I was a 30-year veteran of the entertainment industry, where I was a four-time Emmy nominated costume designer, and I really specialized in modern day clothing. I didn't do those really great big period dramas. I did modern day because, again, I have a fashion background, and a lot of the work I did had to do with current fashion. So hence, there are such things as, period costume designers, modern day costume designers. There's a plethora of different titles. There's science fiction costume designers, so it's not one person. If they're multifaceted talent, could maybe do them all, but usually we have like a niche. So I started very young, getting involved with fashion and the love of fashion, and thank you. I've got a lot of love thumbs up. And I wanted to stay in this realm, and hence when I left entertainment, I decided, well, let me try my hand at entrepreneurship, not really knowing what that meant. And some of it's all been self-taught, and then I went and got more schooling on how to be a fashion consultant, really working with the clients versus working with actors. It was totally different kind of thing. And anyway, the rest is kind of history. So I am going into my 14th year. And I started, when I was 2, maybe? Having my own business. But I love it. And I love working with not only women, I work with men because they have issues too. Let me tell you. They're just as plagued with certain issues, body changes, weight gain, all of that, like we are, ladies. No one's immune to this as we get, I don't like to say older, but, I like to say better. So, that's long-winded story. So let's get started with what every woman should have in her wardrobe for 2018. And I've got some samples here tonight so I can show you, and I hope we're going to be able to fit them all on camera. As I said, we're going to be going into a new season, and I will be doing another webinar on, spring, once spring really gets into the stores. But you might want to start thinking about some of these items and what you would like to replace in your closet. Maybe it's time to retire. That's how we used to talk about it in entertainment. We had to retire something because it just had been worn to death. Maybe it doesn't fit you quite right anymore. Maybe it's kind of faded out. The seams are worn. Whatever it may be, you might want to start making your list of what you would like to replace and going forward look for in the stores. So I know, again, I will say, I know a lot of you are still in the cold weather. I get that. But I always think it's a great idea, even if you're in a warmer climate, and you cold weather people, I get it. You need to have your puffer coats, your wool coats, and all that. But what I will say is, I think having a dark wool coat, if you're in snow area, if you do evening events. This is if you're doing if you do a lot of cocktail events or that type of thing, to have a dark coat versus wearing your, tan wool coat over a cocktail dress. I think it looks better. Men tend to do that, have a dark wool coat. So I think it's always nice. And that's something you can have for years. Really, just a really nice dark coat. But then you need to switch out, of course, your coats every year. I'm sure you get really sick of them from wearing them over and over, and your puffer coats and all of that. And so I know that at the end of this winter, you're going to probably be pretty darn sick of some of your stuff. So that's always a good time to clean out the closet, the coat closet, to see what is stained with the salt beyond, what you've ripped, running in and out of transportation, whatever, and start getting rid of some of those items. But for those of you in warmer climates, I think like a nice multi-purpose coat. And what I mean by that is it's not exactly a heavy wool coat. It's more going to be made out of a microfiber, and it's not a traditional trench coat either. So this is kind of like a 3/4 one, but this is in red, sort of an, not a brick red. I like these types of coats because you can wear them, you know, in early spring, late when winter's starting to, you know, go away. And you can wear them in early spring, and then you can wear them again in the fall. I get asked all the time, what's my opinion of the classic khaki trench coats, and I just really don't care for them a whole great deal for women. You have to be, and why I say that is you have to be very careful of that khaki color, because it can make you look like death warmed over. A lot of that color just does not look good up against your face, depending on your skin tone, and it can go wrong. It can go wrong really fast, and it's great for the men. The men, go for it. You know, they don't have as many problems with the, you know, the skin tone and wanting to look bright and vibrant as we do. So I like to do something in a color instead. So maybe navy's going to be a better option for you than that khaki, or maybe the red or a burgundy, something else besides that khaki. And I hope that makes sense. And if any of you have questions, just go ahead and put them in, and then I will, as we go along, I will eyeball over there and see if I can answer them as we're going along. So anyway, a multi-purpose kind of coat thing, and even if it's a little bit on the waterproof side, that's even better, because some of the rain repellent type coats that are out there are really great with the microfiber. They're really great. It's gone are the days of that old-fashioned fabric for raincoats. You know, they've really come a long way. So my next thing that I think everyone should have in their wardrobe, and this is where I tell everybody to spend the money: tops. Tops, tops, tops. Women can get away with just having a few key pieces on your bottom half, be it skirts, be it pants, jeans. But it's the tops that people are going to remember you by what you had on the top. They're going to say, oh yeah, that girl over there in pink. They're not going to remember that you're wearing, you know, dark on the bottom or jeans. Tops. So, oh, also, let me digress for just a minute. I think having a leather jacket, everyone should have a leather jacket in their wardrobe too. And whatever your best neutral is. I think leather jackets, they last a long time. Get a good one. Now there's some incredible sales on right now. Incredible. And that will take you many places and through, you know, the seasons. I think a leather jacket is a must have. So find one that suits you best. So that was another thing that everyone should have in their closet. It doesn't necessarily have to be a motorcycle jacket. If that funky asymmetrical zipper does not suit you well, it can be, you know, a pseudo motorcycle jacket that maybe zips or buttons up the front. But just make sure it's got a nice fit to it. Leather can be altered. It's a little pricey, but it can be altered. So tops. We want to talk about some different tops. So this is where I say spend your dollars. And, you know, having a few different tops, if you like prints. I'm a leopard print kind of girl. This is incredibly camouflaging. I'll be doing more on covering the belly. Incredibly camouflaging. Let me tell you, prints, tops. But be very careful, ladies, of the prints. I saw a lovely woman today. I took my mom to the doctor, and she just killed her whole look by wearing this old lady print. Be careful of your prints. There's some really ugly ones out there, and there's going to be ugly ones going into the spring. And if you pick up something that maybe looks like your Aunt Myrtle had it in as a couch, or Grandma Mary had it as curtains, something similar, pass it by. Pass it by. Prints can go wrong so quickly and make you look so old. They really can. They can just kill your look. So be very careful. Try to think of your print as something that, you know, is really going to enhance your features and not just detract from you. And make sure, again, you know, you've got good colors. that you're wearing your best colors. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. And as far as like t-shirts go, if you are a t-shirt kind of wearer, what I always suggest is stay away from the really skinny tees. Have some t-shirts with a little bit of fullness, you know, so that if you do have belly issues, they glide over the belly issues. Look at this cute white t-shirt. It's a white t-shirt, but it's got this one great asymmetrical side, and it comes out like that. So it's not going to be grabbing. So look for things like that are going to be more flattering on you, that have a little bit of ease if you do indeed have the midsection problems or you've got a larger hip. You want to have things glide over that area. Young people, young girls can wear those tight t-shirts but when we put them on, we have rolls. We have back fat. We have stuff going on, most of us at this age. Not pretty. So look for something that's soft and pretty and moves. It's very feminine and very flattering. So they are out there. So I say, you know, spend the money on the tops. Also to have in your wardrobe is a basic dress, you know, and it doesn't have to be black. This one that I'm showing tonight just happens to be like a little black dress. But have something, it could be a neutral like a chocolate brown or navy, that you can dress up and also wear to work and dress down. So if I was going to maybe a networking event and I was so inclined to wear sleeves, I'd maybe put a little quickie, little cardigan over that, and I would probably jazz it up a little bit with a little leopard pump. Leopard, if you like leopard's a neutral. It is. So I maybe would put like a leopard pump to give it a little bit of pizzazz, and maybe a red belt on there too. So that's what I would do for like a daytime look. But for the evening, if I wanted to make a quick change, all I would have to do is put a pretty, let's go on there, a pretty sparkly necklace. And I could totally take that day dress and move it into evening. So that's something you want to have one of those dresses, at least one in your closet, that you can do that with, especially for traveling. It's like the bomb. And then you could put a sexy sandal with it, a metallic sandal, and you've got a little black dinner dress. So you want to have fabric that's what you call transitional. Most likely that fabric is going to be a synthetic, because that's what they tend to be, and a lot of the dresses are synthetic now. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. They pack better, they wear better, some of them are washable. What's better than that? Yeah, and it's just, they're just great to have. So everyone should have a good basic dress. Now, if you're a pant wearer, everyone should have a great pair of dark neutral pants. Whatever neutral is your thing, be it navy or black or charcoal gray or chocolate brown, have a dark neutral pant that you can then mix out the different tops. No one's ever going to remember if you are wearing the same pant a couple times a week. No one's gonna, if it's a nice classic fitting pant and you like pants, you know, invest in them. Have a few really, really good ones. I think at least two. You don't want to wear the same one day after day. You know, you want to space it out a little bit. You got to let fabric breathe in between wearings. And don't kill with the dry cleaning. That just kills your clothes. Just try, unless they're really dirty, just air them out. Don't constantly dry clean them. I cannot tell you how many things when I was working in television were absolutely ruined from too much dry cleaning. It just kills clothes. Also, in a pant, everyone that is a jeans wearer should have dark denim. This is the most attractive if you are a woman of an age that maybe has some junk in her trunk, and maybe even a belly and some, you know, buttage. Dark denim, a slight little boot cut, doesn't have to be wide, but that is going to serve you well. A dark denim is a little bit dressier. I think wearing jeans that are with holes and rips are way out of our range anymore. are inappropriate to wear. And I'll fight someone down on that one. I just think it looks tacky, and it just doesn't look right. You know, leave that for the kids. You know, wear something a little bit more on the classic cut and simple, because, you know, who really wants to draw attention to their fault line area on their tushes? And all those kind of whistles and bells of those jeans just emphasize all that stuff. So keep it simple, ladies. Keep it simple. All right. Also, if you know, in your basic wardrobe, even if you don't love skirts, I think it's great to have one, because here's the thing, if you have a hard time finding dresses to fit you correctly, many women are bigger on the top, smaller on the bottom, or vice versa. Small at the top and bigger on the bottom. And you have to go according to what your biggest area is. You can't try to, if you're like a 6 on the top and a 12 on the bottom, you have to get a dress that's a size 12. You can't try to squeeze into the 6. It doesn't look right. So then what you have to do is then alter. I know it's a pain, but that's a fact of life, that you have to do that. But here's the workaround. If that is just too crazed and you're too frustrating for you, do the separates. So it looks like a dress, but it's not a dress. So then have some skirts. And again, remember, we're going to spend the money on the tops. So have a couple of key skirts that work in your wardrobe. And again, they can be dark neutrals. Again, if that's how you want to go. When you start getting into prints, that's when you're starting to limit yourself what you have to wear with it. With solids, you've got more ranges. So if you've got a big hip, you want to have something that's soft and it moves and maybe flares out a little bit. Oops, that just kind of screwed up the light there for a minute. And if you've got a narrow hip, then perhaps you just want to do a narrow skirt. And I love what they call scuba fabric. It's not exactly scuba fabric, but it sort of feels like it, but that's not what scuba suits are made out of. Somebody asked me that question. I'm like, no. Scuba suits are like that thick. These are just like that sponginess to them, and they're polyester, but they're great. They roll in a ball. You can wash them. The color stays. Let's see if I just screwed up my lighting here for a minute. Let me take this down for a minute. Okay. I think I just, there we go. There, it's not so hot. Okay. So have a skirt or a couple of skirts that really work well with your other tops in the wardrobe. And also, I love to incorporate, and I know if any of you have been following me, you know my thoughts on how much I love cardigans. Love cardigans. And it's just a nice change from a jacket. You know, you might want to do something with a little bit of sparkly. You can even wear this with jeans. These types of things are on sale right now because if you find anything left over from the holiday time. But, you know, you can really wear this year round, depending on your climate. If it's not a super heavy little cardigan, but if you have got some beads or some little rhinestones on it, that's always fun to dress something up. Even a simple dress, you can put that little cardigan on if it's still cool where you are. You know, and I love cardigans that are collarless, and then you don't really have to worry about what underneath is your collar situation. It could be a regular collar, it'd be a wing collar. It could be a V-neck. It could be a crew neck. It could be a boat neck, a square. It could be anything when you wear something collarless. That goes for jackets too. If you're a suit wearer, hold on just a minute. Lost my paper. Collarless jackets are usually my favorite because you have more options of what you can wear underneath the collarless jacket. Okay, than constantly worrying about, you know, fighting that collar if you're wearing a collared blouse. I hope that makes sense. Okay, And I love to then throw in some nice, great colored cardigans in there too. And then in the summertime, you could tie them over your shoulders if it's a little cool in a restaurant, because sometimes, you know, when I grew up in Florida, oh my goodness, it would be like 500 degrees out with the humidity, and you'd go into a mall or a restaurant and they would have the air cranked down to like sub-zero. I mean, freezing. And you know, there you are in your sundress, and you just were like wishing you had something with you. So I always, you know, carried like a little cardigan either in my purse or wrapped it around my shoulders, you know. Okay, whoops, that was a little bloop, but we're back. Okay, so look for your cardigans. Also, cardigan, let me get on my soapbox one more time about cardigans. All price points. You know, cashmere are lovely. They tend to be a little more limited on a color range, except at J. Crew. And not J. Crew in the store. You have to go online. You have to go online to get the full range of colors. They normally have maybe 12, 15 colors. And they're really great colors. So if you want to invest, and they also do cotton cardigans too, which I love in the summertime. Love, love, love a very lightweight cotton cardigan. So they're, you know, they don't always have to be wool. And as we get into a different season, that is when, you know, the lighter weight ones, or they're going to come out with the tissue cashmere. So you'll have more of a range. And let me tell you, Target's got some really cute ones too. Just like little runaround cardigans, I think they're darling. You know, they're great for just around your shoulders, just to keep the chill off. All right. Another thing that we want to do in 2018, we want to get unmatched. All of that matchy, that ages us. And that's like the, you know, a bygone era. And you might have been brought up where your mom's saying, oh no, that doesn't match, that clashes, that you can't wear that together, and blah, 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 you know. All of that's sort of out the window with fashion anymore. And when you get too matchy all done, it kind of, it doesn't make you look really youthful. You know, you want to avoid that. You want to kind of unmatch. So what I'm saying in that is, if you are somebody that wears suits, or at least has to wear a jacket, if you don't have to wear a coordinating suit, at least you have to wear a jacket to work, which I get. There's some businesses you have to. That's okay. So what I did with my suit jacket here is I popped it with a bit of color. Just try to think outside of the box. So I put rust underneath the gray just to give it a little bit more interest. Or I would put, you know, a Kelly green under there. Just, if you don't have to wear just like the solid white blouse or the solid blue blouse, it just gets really boring. Try to unmatch it. And, you know, still wintertime, you can throw a cardigan under there if you've got enough room. Throw a different color blouse, and just reinvent those items. And the same you could do with the skirt. So the skirt of this fabrication, I could then put a really great maybe turquoise twin set with it, or a powder blue twin set. You know, you kind of just want to mix it up a little bit, and then throw in maybe a different color shoe and a handbag. You know, there's ways to do all of that. And, you know, this is what I teach my clients to do, how to get unmatched. So they not only get mileage out of their wardrobe, but they look fresh and different all the time because they're reinventing those pieces in their closet. We get kind of stuck with wearing the same stuff all the time, and we wearing, well, that goes with that goes with that, and men do that. You know, that tie goes with that shirt, and that, you know, you need to mix it up a little bit, and it's going to be more interesting, and you're going to feel better, and look a little bit more modern. And that's what it's all about. Look modern. Okay. Let's see. I just wanted to, yes, Kelly. Yeah, I love the cardigan for business casual. That is perfectly acceptable for a business casual. I love it. I think it's just such a nice change of pace than that stiff jacket all the time. Ugh, that's just really hard, especially to work in. I don't know. I could not sit all day and type in that thing. If I was at a computer, not do that. Okay, now, a lot of us love black. We get stuck in the black. And I'm going to move this away because this is just so black right there. We get stuck in the black zone, and I get it. We want to look thinner. And it's just not always the best. And if any of you have heard me in the past, I'm all about making sure that you wear your best color. That is one of the foolproof ways to look vibrant and healthy, is to wear color up around your face. Now, I don't have like color up around my face today, but there's a lot of the bronzy gold. This dress would look completely different if it was solid black versus having that bronzy gold in the leaves. So that works better for me. But constantly wearing black just kind of drags us down. It starts to age you quickly because we lose that youthful glow in our faces. You know, we lose those rosy cheeks, and our skin isn't quite the same, and maybe our pores are getting bigger and stuff is popping up on our faces from past sun damage time that we spent way too much time in the sun as in our youth. So things start to change, and you want to do everything you can to diminish whatever it's going on in your face. And the black, solid black all the time, just can sometimes, depending on your coloring, really emphasize all the ooga booga stuff. It can emphasize not only crow's feet, but circles under your eyes. If you've got some of the jowl thing starting to hang, anything like that. So getting away from that all black wardrobe is going to, I think everyone should try to do that. If you are a consistent black, gray, navy wearer, and that's all you buy, try to get away from it in 2018. See what happens. And if it really scares you, then at least do it with accessories. You know, put a pretty scarf on. Even using a cardigan wrapped around your, you know, your shoulders in a color. If you're wearing black, okay? Try that. And wear your best colors. Make sure you're wearing the colors that are you know, really good on you. Because it's just so harsh. And I see this all the time when I go in the mall or when I go to networking events or conferences, and there'll be like this sea of black, and everybody just looks like, you know, and if any of you know, when you go to conferences, you know, you're like on the go the whole time, and you get very little sleep, and so as the conference goes on, you're wearing all that black, you just really start, and that, you know, that conference lighting is always horrible. Yeah, it's just not always looking your best. And if you want to really make an impression and you want to put your best foot forward, and that goes with networking events, all of that type of thing. So you just want to keep brightness up around your face as we get more mature. It's key. It's really key to brightening up our face and looking vibrant. And men are attracted to color over all the black. So if any of you are out there in the dating world, get rid of all your, you know, solid black clothing in all your online dating pictures, because they'll just swipe you by. You know, wear some color. Color will attract the attention. I guarantee you. You could do that experiment. Switch your pictures around on Match.com and put a picture of you in color. Take the black one away and see what happens. See if you start to get some more hits. So it really does work. Okay, last but not least, how am I doing on time? Good. Okay, perfect. I had to look around. I keep looking at this. This is not a watch. Makeup tricks to brighten up. Okay, I will be getting into more and more makeup this next year, as I said in the beginning, in tricks and tips and what's working and what to spend your money on and what not to. But I will say right now, try to avoid those powder foundations. A lot of them are just really, it's that powder gets stuck in our creases and our little fine lines and places where we didn't even think we had fine lines. All of a sudden those fine lines are showing up. So I think I've gone back. I was wearing powder mineral makeup for years, and then all of a sudden I went, no. I went back to the liquid, and it makes a huge difference. It's easier to glide on your face. It's easier to put over a primer that will smooth out any of the rough spots. So just think of it as, okay, say you live in an area and you've got a bumpy road somewhere where the pavement is all different levels. That could be sometimes our faces as we get older. We don't have the smoothness of a freshly paved highway. We've got lumps and bumps. We've got stuff that craters and things that just happen. It's just not like silky smooth. So you want to make sure that, you know, your makeup glides over that type of surface. And when you just use the powder stuff all the time, I think it doesn't. It just gets caught in our creases and so forth. And again, I think it's just aging. Pure and simple, aging. Highlighters are huge, and you got to be careful with them, you know, because you probably, if you've seen any of the makeup videos, you see the young girls and they're just like this blinding highlighter, but I'll be talking about that. It's a huge trend and it keeps going forward. All the makeup lines are getting on board with highlighter, which you just kind of put at the top of your cheekbones here. So it gives you might be able to see mine a little bit. It just gives you a little bit more of a glow, but you have to be careful on how much you put on, and they come in a variety of different colors. So you have to be aware of what is going to be your best color range. If you've got warm skin, you want to stick with the golds, more with the golds and yellow undertone. And if you have cool skin, you can do some more of those lavenders and those pinks. Warm skin can do some more of the peaches too. So you just want to make sure, because otherwise you're going to look like you've got, you know, just like these two white streaks under there, and it's not going to be good. You know, and this is also another thing. When you do the highlighter, it gives your face a lift, because we start to lose fat in our faces as we age, and, you know, the gravity, it is what it is, ladies. So we try to, you know, do what we can before we have to go to the plastic surgeon, which none of us really want to do and get cut. So, you know, there are camouflage tricks that you can be doing with makeup to sort of trick the eye a little bit, just like you can camouflage your clothing with not making emphasis on, you know, making sure everybody doesn't notice your tummy area. You can do the same with makeup. And as I said, we'll be getting into more of that. But so the highlighter is, you know, like really illuminating, and it draws your eye up, because again, gravity starts to pull it down. So you want to do anything to go up. Also, dot the inner corners of your eyes with a little soft beigey eyeshadow. Just do it a little soft dot, or a little concealer, just a little tiny dot. Do one eye, okay? I mean, not a big blob, but it might take a little practice. Just a little bit dot. You have to usually blend it out a little bit, just a little bit. Do one eye, and then look at your other eye and see if you see the difference. And you let me know. You will see one eye looking, whoa! And, you know, especially if you're tired, it gives you that instant eye lift. And, you know, if you've had a long night, or you're not feeling your best, you've got a headache, like my world, headache. So you just, you know, dot the inner corner of your eyes, and that will actually, you know, give you some, like you've got some wide eyes without being any big makeup trick and it taking years to perfect. It's not going to be like that. Last but not least, I want to talk about on this is your lips. Your lips. Again, with gravity, we sometimes lose that top lip. And I see this all the time where women will wear that really dark burgundy lipstick and have no top lip. Like at all. And it just doesn't look great at all. And it emphasizes all of those little vertical lines. And it will sometimes creep in there. You gotta lighten up on the lips. You know, if you're not going to have, say, injectables and your lip starts to go away, that's the only way. You know, all of those lipsticks that say plumping, blah, 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 blah. No, nothing is going to bring back the volume in your lip that's in a lipstick that like, you know, injectables will. But some people are just really against injectables. I get it. I get it. You don't want some foreign goop put in your body. So if your lip is, you know, really going away, then lighten up on the lips, because that is not an area that you want as a focal point. Play up your eyes. Keep your lips softer, more neutral. You know, and play up your eyes, because it'll make you look lighter and brighter than wearing a really, really dark lipstick. So I'll be doing more on lipsticks coming up, because I am the queen of finding the perfect lipstick that will stay on all day and stay on through my salad eating and salad dressing and a cheeseburger and whatever else, because I will find it. I've been looking and I've been testing a lot of them, and I want to make sure I got, like, I'm going to get the holy grail of the lipsticks. The problem with a lot of the long-wearing lipsticks are color range. A lot of them either really too bright or they get too muddy. They get too brown, too muddy. So I'm looking for the range that's the happy medium that is going to be flattering for a lot of different skin tones that aren't to one extreme or the other. That it's better for our age group. Because a lot of us cannot wear bright orange lipstick or bright purple lipstick. It's just not gonna fly. So we don't want to have muddy brown either. I had a color on that I was testing out that I thought, and it was a drugstore brand, I thought maybe it was going to be a nice neutral, and it just ended up, sometimes they oxidize. It just ended up getting like this mucky, muddy brown, like I put mud on my mouth, basically. And that's not what I was going for. So that's going to be aging to put those kind of colors on our mouth. So you want to kind of lighten up there. Alrighty, I am going to take some questions. Anybody have some questions for me? And I might have to put my glasses on so I can see. Oh, I need to clean my glasses so that I can see. Well, we didn't have a appearance by Aurora, my kitty. She is asleep on the couch right now because I was doing a Facebook Live the other night and she had her head in the fireplace. Fireplace wasn't on, but she's crazy. And anyway, also I wanted to say to you, if you really want to jumpstart, excuse me, I'm just get swallow the wrong way. Okay, if you really want to jumpstart your look and you want to get really started in 2018, you would love to show me some of your clothing that you have in your closet. You know, ask my opinion how to mix and match it, because again, we get kind of tunnel visioned on all of that and how to switch out your accessories. I'll put the link in the comments about a Start My Style session with me, which is an hour-long session. We get a lot accomplished, and we do it through Skype or Zoom or FaceTime, or actually we can even do it through Facebook too. There's a way to do that with so anyway, if that's of interest to you, take a look at that link. I'm going to put it again in the comments. Start My Style, and I throw in some other goodies in there too that will help you if you just really want to get a move on this this whole 2018, and especially if you're in the mood to clean out your closet. This is a great time of year to do closet cleaning. Oh my goodness. You know, if you're snowed in, what better thing to do than clean out your closet and get rid of that, some of that stuff you've been dying to get rid of, or pack it away, or send it to your favorite charity, you know, and just get your closet in order that you're going to be happy to go in there in the morning and look to see what you have, and not have to paw through a bunch of stuff that you know you're never going to wear again, you're never going to fit into it again, and it's just worn out, and you just know you've got to get rid of it. And it's just time to refresh and renew and just start a new year and get, you know, yourself into gear as far as knowing what you need, and you know, so you can make your like master list. And then as the seasons go, you know what, you can start checking off your list. I love to make a master list at the beginning of the year and know what I really would love to have in my wardrobe for the year coming up, and what I know I need to replace. And I think it's a great idea, because then you don't end up buying stuff just, you know, haphazardly. You've got more of a plan, having a plan. Like when you go to the grocery store, usually we tend to go with a list. If we don't go with a list, we get in trouble, right? I do anyway. I'll overbuy. But if I have my list and I stick to my list, much better, much, much better. I don't buy a bunch of junk that I don't need. I don't need Ben & Jerry's pumpkin ice cream. I really don't. And that was not on the list. See, I didn't have a list that day. Okay. Thank you very much, Kelly. Was that the, will this feed be, oh no, this feed, I'm going to leave it right here on the Style Success with Lorianne. It's just going to remain right here, so you can watch it at any time. Is that okay? Yeah, I'm just going to leave it right here. I might put an excerpt of it into YouTube. I haven't decided yet. That's a good question. Let me think about that. If I'm going to put it on YouTube also. I just might do that. But anyway, it will definitely be here, because I knew that I could trust it, that it was going to be here, and that technically it was going to be in a safe zone. All right, so if any of you have questions that you would like me to answer, just put them in the comments, okay? And I will get to them, all right? And share with everybody else. All right, everyone, have a wonderful evening. I will see you all very soon. And thank you again for your patience with all of this. And I look forward to the next one. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.